Hi there. Look, I'm just going to have to finish this call up in a minute. I've got another group chat to go in a minute. Oh, fuck. Oh, really? Well, all right, look, I know your credit card payment didn't go through, but we'll get it sorted. All right, I'll chat to you later. Fuck. I hope I'm not live. Fucking hell, they're going to know about my OnlyFans account. Wow, okay. All right, hi everyone, it's Saturday the something. We've got part 2 tonight with my mate Blake. So let's bring him in the room and see what's going on. All right. See if he's there. I'll let you guys know about my OnlyFans account after this. It's premium, it's quality. Blake, how are you?
Hey mate, how are you? I just jumped off your OnlyFans, man. Pretty good stuff you got up there.
Mate, it's tough times, dude. And, you know, I'm an equal opportunity person. I've got to pay the rent, basically, you know.
I hear.
Yeah, I'll give everyone the discount code later on tonight at the end of this. And obviously you'll get 24-hour free access subscription. It's part of the whole interview stuff. So, yeah. How's your day been, mate?
Yeah, good. Super fast again, man.
Oh, mate, it's great. Yeah. Mate, that's what everyone says on OnlyFans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah, mate, it just flies, doesn't it? Like another day's gone.
It does, man. It's out of control. Like,
yeah.
Here we are, you know? Here we are back again.
Yeah. But, mate, last night was awesome. It was such a cool chat, like hearing, you know, like we'll recap and go like, you know, last of the Mohican era of that sort of biker style shop and apprenticeship sort of thing. And, you know, getting up to, you know, getting like your killer tattoo collection and fresh and all that stuff. Like where did we get up to? I think we got up to, you'd come back to Sydney. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we got up to like, I think almost my second transition back to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, and you were living with Josh.
Yeah. No, I was living with one of his workers, Nico.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
For like 2.5 years, and then I just got that feeling again. Yeah. Did a good run up there. Like it was so good. Like I think about it now, I'm like, you know, I lived in Paradise for like a couple of years, like right on the beach, right in the front of Nobby's. You know Nobby's, yeah.
Yeah, where Magic Mountain used to be. Yeah. You got the mountain.
Yeah. So I lived on like that parallel, one street back from that parallel road that runs all along the Gold Coast.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing. So like you could just imagine like I had guys like running across the road with surfboards like past my house every single day. You know, like there's people running every morning at like 6:30. You know, the sun comes up super early, so you're up and about, and it's a good vibe, and like just there is some good energy up there. Like everyone seems to be switched on and healthy. It's
crazy.
Up and early. Yeah.
When I first went to London, I went there in like end of '95. I ended up hanging out with, in the whole backpacker scene, a massive group of guys from the Gold Coast. And my mate Eddie, I remember us going to nightclubs and stuff, and they go, "All right, show me your ID." And he lived at like 11 Dolphin Parade, Mermaid Waters. And like the bouncer's like, this is a fake license, mate. He's like, no, dude, this is real. This is the Gold Coast.
That's right, man. It's fucking, it was good. Like,
it's a great life.
Yeah, I look back at that now, and I really was pretty lucky to experience that. Yeah. Especially for the price. Like, you know, we had a 4-bedroom house, like an actual house, like a mad Miami style sandstone with little glass like blocks kind of blocking off stuff, and we were paying like $700 a week to live there, in like right on the water, man. Like, so, you know, like so lucky to be able to experience that sort of stuff, and just by accident kind of as well, you know, like I didn't even plan that. And you know, when I went back there, like, because the second time was a bit different, so when I went back, I wanted to give it a proper go, and I said, you know what, if I'm moving back to the Gold Coast, I've got to live like walking distance to the beach. Yeah, because I love the beach, man. Like the beach brings like so much joy to me, and I'm a water boy, so
it's hard to have it's hard to have a bad day when you get to see the water every day.
Yeah. Well, I'd wake up and go make a coffee, and I'd walk down to the beach and sit on those little brown benches and have a coffee, and then sometimes I'd go for a swim or a surf, and then I'd go off to work. Like you can't get much better than that, like, so it was
It's
good.
I know you've liked your bikes over the years and Harleys. Did you have your bike up there at that time?
Yeah, so I think the second time I had a sports star.
Yep.
And then that didn't last long. Like I think I had it for like 6 months, and then I went up to the Harley store in Brizzy.
Yep.
And there I got a brand new Road Glide straight off the bat, and just big fucking thing. And then I was kind of obsessed with bikes for like the next 3 years after that, and just annoying the whole neighborhood, and just pissing off my neighbors and stuff. So,
but mate, Gold Coast,
I still
Brisbane,
love bikes.
Mate, how good are the roads up there compared to Sydney? Fuck, they're amazing.
Yeah, you got like Mount Tambourine, and you can ride all the way down to Byron in like an hour, and then just along the coast as well, like you got all the hinterlands and stuff. It's good, but you do need some guys to ride with. So I kind of was out on my own. Like that's the thing. When I was in the Gold Coast that time too, like I just went solo. Like I had a good like 3 years of just doing solo stuff. Just because I think when you move like in your late 20s or even like for me anyway, I just found it so hard to just like find groups of people that I've really wanted to.
And I think unless you want to jump into the whole party scene, it's hard to connect with good crew that are it's different than like your mates that you've grown up with and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was a bit tricky, but like I still got some awesome mates up there now, and like it's whenever I go back there, it's like I never left. Like I still have a little piece of my heart up there. So I think in the future, like I'll probably invest in some property up there, and definitely have like a little holiday spot there for sure. Yeah,
mate, my dream's to retire up there. That's the long-term goal. It's a good part of the world.
It's good.
So after your time on the Goldie, you came back to Sydney, or did you then go on to Melbourne, or was there like a transitional period?
Yeah. So end of 2018, I made the choice to like give Melbourne a go.
Yep.
And then I think it was like Feb or January, I packed up and went up. That was the same year of COVID, so I got up there. I did like Melbourne for like a year, solid, no restrictions and stuff. And then that's when I worked at Oculus. On High Street. What was that area called? Thornbury?
I think Thornbury or Northcote. Yeah, Thornbury.
Northcote, Thornbury. I think Northcote was one side of the road and Thornbury was the other.
Yeah, cool.
So I did like about 6 months there, but prior to that, like I'd made relationship with Mayor. And we'd been speaking, and he'd sort of kept me up to date what he was doing, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me to get up there and work with like fucking amazing artists like him, and we clicked straight off the bat, and we have like lots of similar shit in we just clicked so well. So I worked with him. I worked with him, Chris. I met all the guys there. Good young bunch of motivated tattooers and highly skilled bunch of dudes, So like I wanted to actually go there for a while. To that studio, because that's where I'd go and hang out, and that's who I'd do all the shows with those guys. So
cool.
I was just kind of waiting for like a spot to open, and I thought, fuck this, I just got to go. I can't wait. I'll just go, and as soon as I got there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you do a couple of like little guest spots here and there in Melbourne as well?
I guested. I'd always guest with the Oculus dudes. But I did guest with William at Black Tide.
Nice.
For like a week at some stage there as well, just because I had to, man. Like I'm so close to like one of Australia's greatest tattooers, man. And same with him. Like I met him a few times. I don't even know how I met him, but like he's a great dude, and he was super nice to me. And even though there was a bit of an age gap, and like he's a pretty hardcore kind of straightforward dude, I think with Japanese tattooing or Oriental style tattooing, there's like, if you can do stuff with that kind of look, and you like there's some sort of mutual respect there, like straight off the bat,
Yep.
and like a kind of friendship you can form, like.
Yep.
Because I just know what we're like. We're all the same. We all share the
Yeah.
same sort of politics. We all
Yep.
like within tattooing, and like we don't like this and we like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this style, it's one of the ones like I remember Cole and I were in Taiwan at a convention, or even China as well at a convention, and you know, a European guy comes past, checks out what you're doing, and he was like a realism guy. And he looked at both our portfolios. We're having a chat, this, that, and the other. I think we knew some mutual people. And he's like, man, you guys have got a lot of homework, don't you? I'm like, yeah, dude. It's not just turn up in the morning and, you know, just run something through a filter and off you go. You know, not to take anything away from realism. But I think, definitely, you know, Japanese or Oriental, there's a lot more time involved in the preparation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all experience the same kind of difficulties, you know, like all the prep work and like trying to find something that, you know, you can take and recreate and make sure nobody knows, you know, like everything has to be 100% original with us because I don't want to steal from anyone like I respect or who's put in hard work, like especially some of these guys now, like no reference, you know, crazy styles. You know, I can't steal that. Like, you know, I gotta be the dude producing that kind of work too. So like, it's good like that for us, like in that style, and it'd be the same with like other styles as well. But I think definitely with like Oriental and Japanese, like there's a fine line where you can cross it, and you're just gonna lose like a lot of respect if you do. And then it's good for us because it keeps us like on our toes and you know,
it keeps you honest.
Yeah, that's right. So it's good like that. But yeah, it's like every style has their own thing, and I think it takes a while to learn that as well, like what's right and what's wrong, and and then keeping your client happy as well. So
yeah, totally, you know, and I think that's like, you know, I touched on that last night with what I love about, you know, yourself is like your stuff's instantly recognizable, which is a rare thing in any field of tattooing. So, you know, you can see all your hard work you put in and everything you've learned, and it's paying off, mate. And you know, we were talking on the phone before last night's interview, and I think, you know, like yourself, you're like set to explode once we come back to work. Like, you know, you're back in Sydney, you're with a really cool crew, you know, all your old people know you're back in town, all that sort of stuff. And one thing about COVID, it's like actually really, like I've been fortunate. I've been doing a lot of big stuff for quite a few years, but in the shop, it seemed, you know, other artists that are, you know, maybe not on that sort of level, people are flocking to them to get it. So I think it's going to be an exciting time when we finally do get back to tattooing. It's just going to be like the floodgates are open, and, you know, and if you've got your prep and you're good and you've got a good working ethic, mate, it's the rewards are going to be there.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like even like I was a little bit nervous coming back to Sydney because it's been so long. Like I was gone for like 6 or 7 years or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I got to do this all again. But, you know, the moment I put up a post and I touched down in town, like I had so many of my old clients come back. You know, I'd been working on jobs that I've didn't even get to finish when I left. So like 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
And it was good just to see like people had followed me along the way and had seen where I've been and the progression and stuff too. So it made it heaps easier to get back into the swing of things and just recreate a little bit as well at the same time. So yeah, I'm excited to get back into it, man. And you know, it's not my first rodeo with this lockdown stuff. So I know what I got to do now to come out on top as well. So it's
because you were there for like have you actually tallied up the days that you've done in lockdown?
I tallied up the weeks. So I did the 10 weeks with everyone, like I think it was Australia wide. And then I think the second lockdown was 4 months straight.
Wow.
So that was lockdown 2.
Yep.
And then that's when I left.
How long was the gap in between? It was pretty short, wasn't it?
It was less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think about 2 months into that lockdown, I was going crazy, man. Like
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like it's weird because I'd never experienced anything like that before,
Yeah.
and like nobody hurt me, and
Yeah.
nobody took anything away from me, or like
Yeah.
I wasn't living on the streets or like struggling or
Yeah.
nothing, but like it was just the whole fact that I was so envious of the
Yeah.
whole country of
Yeah.
they're working and I'm not. So
Yeah.
I kind
And
of
the
just
isolation away from your family.
yeah, like I didn't even realize how important that was until like I couldn't like visit my family
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
I had such like once I started voicing that online and stuff and
Yeah.
posting stuff here and there, I got so much good feedback from like
Yeah.
people I didn't even know,
Yeah. Cool.
people from my school, people
Yeah.
like all my mates were so supportive and my family. Like I've got like tons of good mates here that I grew up
Yeah.
with, and like my family's like
Yeah.
awesome, like
I
mum,
think
dad,
like
sister.
I was watching you do it, and from a Sydney, like I'm a Melbourne boy, but from a Sydney point of view, we just got back to business, right? And
Yeah,
it's human nature. You just forget about what else is going on. You're just
yeah,
enjoying your life and getting back to it. But I remember watching, some of your YouTube, because you did a YouTube channel, didn't you?
yeah. I actually
Yeah,
went like full hard out. Like
yeah,
I was like, I need to explore like other stuff,
yeah.
you know?
But mate, it was amazing, dude. I think you were one of the first guys to like, wear your heart on your sleeve and talk about things, which I think, like you said, you got so much mad feedback from it. Not just the
Yeah,
tattoo community, but just people in general of your age bracket or whatever in general. They can relate to someone that they might look, oh, look, Blake's living this dream life, this, that, and the other. But mate, everyone hurts the same, and a lot of people
yeah,
don't have the confidence or whatever, even just the
yeah,
platform to put it out there. So it was an amazing thing you did, dude.
yeah. That was good, man. Like, even if I got one guy that messaged me saying like, thanks so
Yeah,
much, like, it's good to hear this coming from someone like, because I think on social media too, like, and tattooers, like, once you got a decent kind of following, people kind
yep,
of look up to you and stuff. So
yep,
the moment I sort of was like, fuck this, like, I'm going to tell it how it is, like, I'm not shy, like,
yep,
and at that stage, I couldn't even, that was the only way for me to feel any, like, I had to get it off my chest, you
yep,
know? So as soon as I started doing that, like, it was instant good feedback.
yep,
And like, it just kind of, it made me like make the right decisions to like
yep,
get back close to my good people and like my family and
yep,
stuff. And I had to bite the bullet and go, I have to give up on this Melbourne thingy.
yep, yep, totally.
Like we all like, it was so strange because like we were all in this boat together and we all wanted to leave deep down. Like
Yep,
so many people I spoke to, like from overseas or like from
yep,
interstate, we were all having the same discussions. Like, I think we're going to go.
yep,
Like, we got to leave. Like, fuck this shit. Like, fuck this
yep,
dude. Fuck this government. Like,
yep,
why us? Like, we're getting so picked on and we're the
100%.
talent mecca of
Yep,
Australia. And like, because
yep,
I had so much expectations moving to Melbourne. Like, because there's
yeah,
endless opportunities there, man. Like
yep,
outside of tattooing and art as well. Like,
totally. It's like it's the creative hub of Australia, pretty much.
yeah, yeah.
You know. But
But
yeah, it was amazing to see you do that, and it must have, I think the word is cathartic or something like that. Like obviously helped you to do it, and and even helping others. Like years ago, my old mate Lal Hardy in the UK, he goes to me like, in your life, like you can, for example, if you wanna stand in a supermarket mall with a petition trying to save the whales, like power to you, but realistically, you're going to do fuck all, right?
yeah,
You can have an impact on the people that you can directly either touch or have a direct contact with. And
yeah,
that's what you were doing. That's why you would have got that feedback.
yeah,
And it was a powerful thing, man. So yeah,
yeah.
credit to you.
Yeah, like it felt good. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I was like shit scared every time I posted something. Like, I'm
Mate,
gonna
I'm
lose
shit scared even
followers.
still when I do these.
Yeah,
They've been done, but you just got to
yeah,
do it.
yeah. Like sometimes I look back at those videos and have a bit of a laugh, and I think, well, like I was going through something like
Fuck yeah.
on my own as well. Like, because I had
Yep.
no one there.
Yep.
I'd only been in Melbourne for 9 months, and like
Yep.
there were so many other dramas going on as well. It was just like
Yep.
it was like life just threw all this shit at me.
Yeah.
And then it was up to me to choose what I wanted to do with it. And then, which was good, to be honest, because it put me back here in Sydney, and like I couldn't be happier. And, you know, I've got a beautiful girlfriend here with me now, and like life's good. So
yeah, I was going to ask that. That was one of my questions later on, because obviously, you know, you last time, what's your dog's name again?
Bella.
Bella, yeah. So you had, is Bella here tonight?
Yes, you see. Bella.
Bring her over.
Bella.
Introduce her to everyone, because she was your like rock through that lockdown in Melbourne.
Oh yeah, Bella saved my life. Like, you know what it's like having pets and stuff. Like,
yeah,
that was my best mate. That was my mum, my dad, my sister, all in one person. Like, one thing. I'll go get her 1 sec.
Yeah. Cool. I gotta think where my cats are. Yeah, so it's really cool for you know. Oh, here we go.
Come here, Bella.
What do they say? Don't work with kids or animals. Oh, what a beauty! Amazing. How old is she?
I think she turns 11 in December.
Well, did you have her with you on the Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got her. I got her from the pound when she was 6 months old.
Yep.
I've had her for over 10 years. Yeah, she's been everywhere. Cool. She's lived everywhere with me. She's been on planes about 7 times. Yep. She's lived in about 7 different locations. She's a veteran, you know. She's good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So yeah, they're definitely de-stressors. Like one of my cats, I look at it and I just say to it sometimes, I say, can I just be you for 5 minutes? I would love to be you for 5 minutes a day. If I could become you, my life would be perfect. You know, just take away all the stresses, all the pressures, all the shit that you've got to go through. So, yeah,
like I swear, I always tell all my clients and anyone I know, like, just go get a pet or a dog.
Yeah.
And every day when you get home from work, you're going to be happy. You got this dog waiting for you all day, wagging its tail. It just puts you in a good mood. And when I wake up in the morning, she puts me in a good mood. I think I'd probably be a different person if I didn't have Bella, you know?
Yeah, mate. And I think if people don't like animals, whoever's listening out there, like there's something wrong. You know, you can't not love them. You know, they're there for you, and they're amazing creatures. So this lockdown now in Sydney, you mentioned before, you're with your girlfriend now, you're with Bella, you're back in Sydney, you're around, you know, even though you probably can't see your family. I know in your LGA or your area, you've got some mates around that you can probably see at the coffee shop or whatever. So it must be a lot easier, you know, to deal with this time round.
Yeah, this one's, to be honest, a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Like I took so much from the last lockdowns, and I know kind of there's going to be an end to it. We're going to forget about it. It was the same when I got back to Sydney. I forgot about everything in Melbourne. I was tattling hardcore. I was going out drinking and partying and going to the beach and doing as much stuff as I can. So it's going to be okay. Like I know it's going to be okay in the end. So it's good, but it definitely helps having some people around me, and like my girlfriend, she's like helping me out heaps, and we're both here for each other. And I think it's perfect timing, like our relationship as well. Like we met at the right time, and especially for this thing, like this lockdown, like I know what it's like being on your own. So I think, you know, I'm thankful even just to have her and experience this together, and we're growing together in a lockdown. Like we're in each other's face all day, and it's pretty full on, but you know, it's good for us as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I think you know, I got told there's things like, you know, when you're early in a relationship or you really want to work out a relationship, if it's the one to be or not, like you go away on a holiday together, because, you know, the same thing, it's just you two, but, you know, this is the same thing. And I believe your partner's a tattooer as well.
Yeah, she's tattooer. She's got a studio.
Must be cool to have a partner that's, you know, on the same wavelength too.
Yeah. It's like, you know, I was single for so long because I couldn't like get along with women that didn't understand what I did and what I took so serious, and
the dedication and the sacrifice, and
so like I actually met her back in Maryland's, back at Infamous, and I tattooed her like 2 years into tattooing there, and when I put up a post saying I'm coming back to Sydney, she messaged me and she said she's got a shop and stuff. I was like, what the fuck, you got your own shop? Like,
give it a plug, don't be shy.
Her name's Mayani, and she works at the Tattoo Garden in Petersham.
Cool.
She's got an awesome,
very cool shop.
Yeah, she does fine line, and she's got a good little crew of younger people doing like nice fine line tattoos, and it's just a good vibe there. Like, it's good for me to have someone like that around me too. Like, she knows how to run a business, and like I'm there for her too. Like, all the experience I have, like I'm trying to help her as much as I can, because I care about her business and
for sure
as well. So
I know myself, like my partner Emma, she's a photographer, so another sort of creative, and she's a workaholic. So we've been together like 9 years now, and it works because we're on a similar wavelength. And, you know, I've had some great relationships in the past, but other factors have come into it. But also tattooing is always sitting there in the background as an issue, you know. So, it's definitely nice to have someone that understands, is in the trenches with you. So it's amazing. Yeah, awesome.
It's good. Like, I'm excited. Like, I'm actually super stoked, to be honest, because like now I look at so many other opportunities we have together. Like, if this, you know, if it has longevity, like we can travel together, you know, we can probably do our own studio, or like both have studios.
You can create whatever you want from this. Like the opportunities are endless. It's phenomenal. So that's good. Cool. All right, let's go back a bit to, you've come back to Sydney, and then I know you had to wait for a while to get your license done. And then you're working with Ron and the crew, is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm working up at Kailua in Pyrmont.
Amazing, mate, what a crew.
Yeah, good bunch of kids. So I worked with Benji and Ron and Ilona back at Monarch. I think it was called Royal at the time. So, and then I think from then onwards, it wasn't long before they opened up a studio. I think they worked at Skin Deep for like a year or something, and then they had Kailua for like maybe 3 or 4 years now. So I'd always come back to Sydney and I'd guest spot with them, and I'd guest spot with the guys at Skin Deep. I'd kind of have in rotation, and then, you know, Ron's a legend. Like, he's just the coolest dude ever, you know.
Mate, he's black and grey, dude. He's dude. Hands down one of the best in Australia, but also hands down one of the best in the world, man. Out of control. And to see it in real life is even better. He's one of the guys that his black and grey is going to last 10, 20, 30 years. He understands the saturation level. He understands like tonal value. It's not going to be a washed out blur in 2 summers time. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. So with Ron as well, like, so Ron was working at Tattoo Asylum when I was getting tattooed there.
Yeah, cool. Right.
Like, so
you have a long history.
Yeah, so because we're both from out west, we always kind of like, we just clicked a bit as well, and then we end up working together, so we clicked even more. And then, you know, he offered me a spot there, and he was cool. Like, there was no like lock-in contracts or nothing, and he's just like, you know, you figure yourself out, and if you want to stick around, like, you can stick around, and if you want to go here, you can go there. And I thought, fuck, this is too good, man. Like, you know, and it's just a good vibe there. Everyone's fucking, like, there's no ego. Like, we're all, you know, I think there's no like fresh tattooers there. Everyone's kind of done 5, 6
everyone's got some years under their belt, and they've got their own clientele, and
it's good. Like, it's good for me too, because you got like Ron doing realism, Benji doing unreal realism, Hussey doing awesome realism, Krang's just out of this world with his oriental flow and all that shit too. So it's like a whole like a fruit salad of like different styles, and there's no beef, and I don't talk shit at him because he does that and I do this. Like, I kind of threw all that out the window, and I thought, you know what, like, if you're coming to work every day and you're taking it serious and you're producing that high quality work, like, I take my hat off to you as well.
100%. Yep. Yeah,
so I'm
and
currently
that's the
there.
thing. And, you know, that's that whole mutual respect thing, whether, you know, someone's a tattooer or a graffiti guy or a sign writer or a graphic designer or a chef or whatever, or a fucking landscape gardener, a carpenter, whatever, as long as they're bringing it to the table and doing the best of their ability, man, you got to take your hat off to them. You know, it's a good thing.
I can't really, I don't have time for like lazy tattooers or egotistical people or like anyone with a bad attitude anymore. Like, it just throws me off my game. Like, you know,
well, mate, tattooing has changed so much, so fast in the last so many years. And I think definitely in the last year and a half or however long it's been since COVID's been around, it's changed faster. And I even think it's going to change again. Like, you know, like people are already doing like online booking systems, but they've got it really worked out really well. You know, Todd Bailey, I chatted to him. They've got that at their shop. I'm going to look at doing it. Like, you know, I've been doing FaceTime consultations over this lockdown with potential clients, and that's the way the world's going to move. You know, tattooing's always been a bit of a dinosaur in a cottage industry, but it's mainstream now. And, you know, you've got to get with the times. And, yeah, especially with these LGA lockdowns and all the rest of it. And, you know, maybe before people were working in the city, but now they're living in the Blue Mountains and they're working from home. It's not convenient for them to come into the city just for a consult. So you've got to be a bit more accommodating, and you can still build a rapport and have a chat to them and all the rest of it. And this is just going to become normal from now on. And it wouldn't surprise me in the future that there's going to come a time where you don't even meet someone until they turn up. I think they've already seen there's some sort of app, or they've got scanned out body parts that you can do a consult with. And the future's here, and it's coming hard. You know, hopefully, as long as AI doesn't take over, I think we're still in it with a chance.
Don't tell my dad about that stuff. He's like, you know, they're going to make robots to do your job one day. I go, fuck, good. I'll fucking buy a robot. Yeah,
they already have. Mate, when I went to China, I wanted to buy a fucking robot to sit on the front counter, right? That would have facial recognition, go, hi, Blake, welcome for your appointment. Please take a seat. We'll be with you soon. You know, or have one like cruising around the shop with a tray offering people glasses of water. Hopefully in my lifetime that will be true. You know, but it's like there will definitely be, you know, you see Bill Gates has got some sort of tattoo thing that he's trying to do at the moment, like some injectable thing inside you that's a tattoo to track COVID vaccines or whatever. So we won't be going down that road, but there definitely will be some sort of robotic tattoo in the supermarket where you can put your arm in and get your kid's name on you or something basic sort of like that. Nothing of any artistic merit. Yeah,
that's it. There'll be like a Kmart version or something.
Yeah, just for novelty value.
Yeah.
You know, so with this lockdown, like I seen you've been pretty productive, and we chatted on the phone about, you know, being productive in this time. But I think I mentioned to you, like, you know, when I interviewed, you know, Mark and Beth Lonsdale, Mark Lonsdale's done a flash book of, I think, 40 pages of A3 sheets. Have a look on his thing, anyone who's out there, called Lonsdale Tattoo. He's just put up the front cover of it. And I messaged him before this tonight going, fuck, man, that is so killer. You know, and I said to him, I believe you're going to be one of the artists that I know in my collective group of friends that when you come out of this lockdown, you're going to kick ass, you know, because you've just put in the work during this time. So yeah, it's cool to see.
Yeah, man, like you got to take the most of this opportunity, and like you can't throw it out the window. Like, you know, art's our thing. There's different mediums we can do. Like, you just have to practice, and it's rewarding at the end of it too. Like, you know, you spend like 10 hours on a painting, or
Yeah.
or a mural or like anything, even if it's digital. Like I'm doing like a bit of everything now. So I'm playing with watercolors, I'm playing with acrylics, I'm playing with bleach. I'm buying all this stuff from suppliers, like different things. Like I got a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to be working on over the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to dedicate a little bit more time out of my week to sit down and just think of things that, like inventions or like things that might become useful. Like, because you know, like I look at everything around me and like it's like this coffee cup, like like somebody went and made like 20,000 of these and he's now got 50 grand in the bank. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm constantly like, my brain like is always buzzing and thinking of things and shit, and I'm looking at something and you know, I might look at a Kellogg's cornflakes box and then I'm looking at the colors they use and I'm writing it down. And I used to actually do that with like a lot of my stuff and my floral work. Like I'd actually pull ideas from packaging and stuff. Yeah, because
I think with that, there's a digital language and certain color combinations work and appeal to people. Yeah,
like a company like say Kit Kat or like Snickers or something. They've got a marketing team. Like they've put the balance of these colors together. Like to a T. Like, and that's why it looks attractive on the shelf and stuff. So I'm trying to take a little bit from everything, and like it helps so much with tattooing as well. Like, because when I first started doing color tattoos, I had no idea of what colors went with anything, and all I used to know was blue and green should never be seen without a color in between. And I fucking put blue and green together without no colors in between. Like,
Mate, I've done plenty of purple and pink or pink magenta lotuses that don't look that great, you know, early in the thing until you get told or you see it and then you go, oh fuck, makes sense now.
Yeah. So I think definitely with this time, if you can get into some kind of artistic mode for like a week or a day or you know something, you're definitely gonna like come out on top. Like, and it's just like it's therapeutic. Like once you learn the skill and the techniques and the brushes and what inks you like to use and stuff, it's not too bad. Like it's like tattooing again. It's fun, but it is the start that's fucking annoying, and using watercolors especially, like, you know. So I think,
you seem to have like a really cool formula for your snakes and your flowers, your mums especially. Like I saw on your Instagram a while ago, you know, I think you were in some like park setting or like an urban landscape or whatever, and it looked like you'd drawn one. Was it with a wax crayon or a crayon or something on a concrete bench?
I just went up the street to play some ping pong.
Mate,
and,
amazing.
there was a bit of chalk on the floor. Some kids had been scribbling. So then I went through the whole park and just drew flowers on everything.
Mate. But think of how cool that would have been for the people in that area to see it. Like they'd be like, fuck man, it would have brought so much joy to people walking past.
I always try and do it now because like there's like probably 5 things I can draw straight out of my head. Like, and I'm having fun with it. Like if I'm out with my mates that don't tattoo, like they'll give me a pencil at the pub, like, and I'll draw something, like, and I'll leave
requests.
it. Because I remember before I started tattooing, I was playing with my band in I think it would have been what's it called? It's on Parramatta Road. That they serve
Annandale?
No, they serve food, and it's called, I don't even know. Anyways, there's a pub and they play like bands play there and stuff. And I was there and there was this picture, like a drawing of this koi fish on like a back of a coaster, and like it was fucking good, man. And I just thought, who the fuck did this? Like, and just left it for me, like, you know. So
cool.
Whenever I find, even if I find a rock or something, I'll try and scribble something on the ground, and you know, like I'm not shy of like drawing in front of people and stuff now. And
good, that's good. Have you? This might sound like a silly question. Have you been involved in graffiti much?
I did like a tiny bit of graffiti when I was probably 13, 14. Nothing like
Yeah, yeah,
crazy. But then I think when I went to Melbourne, I got into like graffiti and street art like
yep,
heaps more. Like I
yeah.
watched the
It's the
Banksy
street art
doco.
capital. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You've seen Banksy doco. What's it called? Walking through the thin alley or something, or through
yep,
the bookshop or something.
yep,
And I just watched that doc. I was like, oh, mate, it's stenciled the next day. And, you know, I
yep,
was out and about and just, I think I had this one. It was a picture of me and Bella. And it
yep.
was just like, just an outline. And it said isolation with like drips and shit. And
Yeah,
I've got
wow.
like maybe 20 spots up there that I plastered that around. And it's just so inspiring, the streets of Melbourne. Like
Yeah,
if you open your eyes, man, like
yeah,
there's stuff everywhere. Like along the
yeah.
train lines and stuff, you know.
I would love, yeah, something like for that to happen in Sydney. And, you know, I'd love, like, I've worked predominantly, I've been in Sydney 15 odd plus years. Probably a good 10 of them have been in Surrey Hills. And, you know, I'd love to see Surrey Hills explode into some sort of, you know,
Yeah.
art scene like that. There's a lot of cool buildings and a lot of spaces for it. So hopefully
Yeah,
one day.
it should, man, because like
So,
they're like, because I'm only down the road from Surrey Hills as well, so
yeah.
I always walk down Burke Street,
Yeah. Well, when you
and you
put
know,
on your story the other day, the guy with all the crazy stuff,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
messaged, yeah, South Dowling Street,
yeah,
because yeah,
you know,
I've clocked that. Yeah,
yeah, you'd know every street around here.
yeah, yeah,
But like, there's stuff out there. Like, there's a
yeah.
street where someone's needed blankets around trees and stuff. There's a
Wow.
whole street, and
Yep,
it just makes me wonder, like, could I go and do something like that in the streets and it would just stay there?
yep, yep.
Like without getting permission from the council and stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think, you know, if anything, now's the time to, you know, back to what you were doing on those park benches and stuff with the flowers, man. You know,
Yeah,
it's amazing stuff. So,
yeah. Like,
while we're on Melbourne, just to deviate a little bit, like when you were with Mayo, like were you working there when Ganji was there, or was
yeah,
that
yeah,
after you?
yeah, yeah. I think yeah, Ganji was there for like pretty much like the whole duration I was there,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
like
cool.
that. Yeah, that again, man. Like, so like lucky to work with both those dudes.
Yeah, yeah, mate. They're
Like
both powerhouses.
yeah, and like Mayo, like because we had a good relationship, like he wasn't shy to tell me like anything I wanted to know, like
Yep.
especially with his painting, and you know he'd
Yeah.
push me. He'd tell me like, fuck off your like your textures and use a brush, and
Yep.
you know, and I'd be like, no, I don't want to. Like, I need to use a texter. I can get better lines. He's like, you're looking too deep. Like, you know, you got to be more loose. And I was like,
Yeah. Yep.
you know,
Yep.
but you know, he's just like a massive inspiration for me as well.
Yep.
Crazy good artist, crazy work ethic,
Yep.
and then working with Ganji, like just out of control, dude. Like,
Yep.
you know, he did a couple tattoos for me as well, and
Yeah. Cool.
yeah, just you know, the guy rocks up to work with no drawing, no reference, and does this crazy, unique stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
like he's traveling to other worlds or some stuff, and
Yeah. Yeah.
comes back. And,
Man, he's definitely in his own world. Like I'm
yeah,
just going to go back again when you were talking about before, like, you know, you think about things like how, you know, back to the coffee cup sort of stuff. Like I know you've got a very inquisitive mind, and you've also, like, we taught machines online and in person and stuff. You've got an amazing machine collection, you know, and you
yeah,
recently got that Korean one, the little, is it Kojo? Kojo?
a Fojo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you know, you're
Yeah,
always trying stuff, which, you know, is infectious. Once you start doing that, you just, there you go. Yeah, there you go. But what a fuck, but how cool is that, mate? I think the guy that built that, he built a mad, I think it was an XR500 or XR650 Honda, and he
yeah,
used all of those skills and put it
yeah,
into that tattoo machine. It's like phenomenal. So it's so
yeah,
cool to see so many different industries crossing over and using
yeah.
their knowledge and principles to try and, you know, benefit another one.
Yeah, well, the way I look at it now is like, there's so many builders out there.
Yep.
You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be the big
Yeah.
company anymore.
Yep.
And like, I might grab something and use it once, but I'll never get rid of that machine because
Yep.
the crafts behind it, like I want that. It's like a collector's item to me, you know?
For sure. Yeah, for
a
sure.
piece of history. So,
Yeah.
and like anything that can slightly benefit like my skill and progression, I want to have it. You know,
Yeah.
I want to try it at least. You know, and I'll keep them, and I'll go back to them 6 months later, and it will work differently again. But like I'm obsessed with like half my wage goes to like stock and machines and needle groupings and tubes and fucking
Yeah,
whatever.
but
So
hey, it's like I get it totally. It's you're just reinvesting in your thing. Like, you know, from my generation and the generation before me, you know, a lot of people would have 2 or 3 machines and that was it. You know, that's a generalization, but you know, you've just got to fully immerse yourself in it and learn what works for you, and you know, go from there. So it's it's
I
super
think
cool. What tubes are you using? I know, but can you tell everyone else?
tubes. Oh yeah. So my good mate has a company. It's called Iron Temper.
Yep.
They're awesome dudes from Sydney.
Yep.
So his name's Marty. He's done tons of research. And like we're all working together. Like
Yep.
he's one of my good mates, and there's a few other guys that we're like kind of helping him and pick
Yeah.
out products and stuff. But so yeah, it's called Iron Temper. They distribute all through Australia. I think
Yep.
they're probably going to do international within the next year or two.
Nice.
Like at the rate he's going now, man. Like you've spoken to him before. Like he's so
Yeah.
switched on. He knows
Yep.
everything about needles,
Yep.
plastics, freaking biodegradable stuff.
Yep.
It's just what we need. Like to be honest, like we're pretty lucky to have someone outside of the industry to come into
Incredibly
the
passionate.
industry
Yeah.
and just know so much about it and be so like
Yep.
and genuine, and like he has such a good attitude
Yep.
with his clients and customers as well. Like if there's anything wrong, there's no drama. You know, there's communication there. So I think, you know, Sydney, everyone in Sydney has to get onto this and give it a go. Because tattoo supplies is like, it's just as important as a studio or like an artist. Like you need to have a good supplier. And like if there's someone that's doing it better with the service and the motivation and the passion, I think they deserve our money. You know?
Well, funnily enough, you say that. So tomorrow night I've got Edgel and also going to get Marty in on it as well. So because I know they're you know, co-sharing a house together. So I thought it was like a perfect opportunity. And, you know, Edgel's just come back to Sydney as well. So, you know, it's nice to, you know, you guys are all around the same era. You know, Edgel's another like killer young tattooer. And, you know, and Marty's been fucking traveling to Japan, getting a bodysuit from Horitoshi for fuck's sake. Like, you know, his heart is in the right place. So.
Yeah, he's good, man. Like he's got so much education and he knows the names of everything. And for me, I feel like a dummy around him sometimes. Like I can just draw the pictures, but he can tell me the meanings behind them, you know? So that's something I want to work on, like from now onwards. I'm like with my style too, like I'm kind of in the middle of like a transition, like into some other stuff as well, just exploring platforms as well. But
100%. Like I saw the other day, you put up on your Instagram, like one of my favorite tattooers, Guy Le Tattooer. I think it was a couple of arms you put up on your story. Like, man, like groundbreaking stuff. But what you've done as well, you were putting up like, you know, the big mums and also the big blackout stuff, like on arms and legs. And mate, I think that has potential to like really take off. Like, can you tell us a bit about the ideas behind that and how it's been received by the public?
Yeah, so like I've kind of over the years figured out what I'm best at, and I can do more natural and have a unique look as well. So I think like I know what I'm good at pretty much. So floral, like the honeys and stuff and whatever, but my heart's at floral. And it's so good for me because I can reach both audiences. So I can reach women and men. I've been doing like demonic, ugly tattoos for the last 5 years. So like when I do a dragon, it's going to look ugly. When I do a hanya, it's going to look ugly. So I want to start making some beautiful stuff, you know? So yeah, so the floral...
Correct me if I'm wrong with this, but I got told many years ago, and this is no... this is not a knock to anyone that's doing anything ugly or demonic, right? But to do something beautiful takes a lot more skill than to do something angry or evil. You know,
100%.
it's a different mindset, and
Yeah.
and it gives someone who's viewing it, it gives them a different interaction to it. So they're going to be more happy to see that,
Yeah.
oh, wow, they're cool flowers or floral stuff, or like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, you know. So, but yeah, there's no right or no wrong, no better
Yeah.
or worse. It's just the fact
Yeah.
of it.
I think too, because like I can understand like making stuff look aggressive now. Like I can make an aggressive looking tiger. Like I know the little tricks and features it needs. So like I just wanted to, like, honestly, I just wanted to broaden my audience a bit more.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to like break the internet. Like every day you're trying to break the internet with your work. So like I see in Europe, like I got so much inspiration from like a lot of European guys that are just doing crazy black stuff and bold, and like I'm just finding shortcuts and things to make my life easier. So I want to be able to rock up to work, freehand some stuff on. You know, it's always different. However I'm feeling on the day, that's how it's going to come out. So the floral blackout is like definitely going to stick around. Like I'm putting like a lot of time and energy into that. And then I have another thing that I'm kind of working on, but it all comes down to outlines and black and just the stuff that I love doing. Like I love outlining. Yeah, like 80% of tattooers hate outlining now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, outlining, like I've mentioned this before on here. Like one of the guys I work with, like he hated outlining, and I was like, he like just struggled with it, and an amazing tattooer. So I was like, all right, let's do some experiments and work out why you hate it, and then got him onto some, instead of this tube, try this one, this needle group, blah blah blah. Do a series of experiments, and now he loves it. He doesn't used to be daunted by the fact of outlining because it was difficult, and now it's easy. And that's when it gets fun and the magic starts to happen, because outlining, shading, solid color, once it becomes effortless and second nature, is when everything really, really kicks into gear. And then that's when all your artistic skill helps everything progress to another level.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think with tattooing, like, it's like, you know, this is our craft. So you should know as much within. And like, if you have a family member or a friend that wants to get something, like, you should be able to do it. Like, you know, so that's
the thing. I personally think, and I'm not an artist, I've got no, you know, university education or any of that sort of stuff in an art field, but I personally believe that the physical act of tattooing is a craft. The artistic side, whether it be freehanding it on skin or roughing it out on paper or an iPad, that is the art side of it. And then you're transitioning it onto the skin through a craft, through a series of skills learned to get that look into the skin. So I'm pretty sure you'd agree.
Yeah, 100%. Like, when I learned how to tattoo, it was, nobody just gave me a magnum and just said, this is all you need. You know? So I got every needle you can think of, man. I got butt pins, I got 12s, I got 14 gauges, I got one liner, two liner, weird shit, you know, like I use it all. I think I want to use everything that I have to, like, what's out there to offer. Like, I want to use every machine. Like, I want to use a rotary and a coil, and I want to switch machines 5 times through a tattoo. Like, you know, sometimes it's annoying, but if I can get there in the end, you know.
Yeah, but also from a craftsman's point of view, like, you know, when you look down at your setup and you've got 5 machines set up, you've got 3 liners and 2 mags, and they're all set up, and you look at them, myself anyway, I look at them and go, that's fucking cool, man. That's mega. Look at that setup. You know?
Yeah, like when I have 7 machines set up, you're going to see it on Instagram.
Yeah, you're proud. It's like you're showing off, like, check this out.
It's like showing your shoe collection or something. Like,
yeah, totally. So
that's good, man. Like, I love everything about tattooing, like the machines. Like, you know, I'm always looking for the newest kind of thing, and then, you know, I'll go back in time and I'll use like the most simple stuff, you know. So I'm kind of like, I think I have FOMO with everything, like with inside tattooing. So you know, it's good because, like, honestly, like, I know so much about machines, and I know so much how things work, but like, I might not be the best, craziest, like, tattooer, but I can understand stuff when I look at it.
Yeah.
And I
Just
like,
loving it
yeah,
all.
I like talking about it, and I like educating people, because so many
Yeah.
times, I've done guest spots somewhere, like, you know, kind of like, just like I don't know how to say it, but just like a standard kind of tattoo studio with like
Yeah.
younger dudes, and they'll come over and they go, "I've never seen anyone do realism with
Yeah.
a coil," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "It's fucking easy." Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I actually, I feel more comfortable using a coil,
Yeah.
because it's no different than doing a wind bar, like, or
Yeah.
like some shadows under a nose or something, like.
Yeah.
So it's good, like, to be able to, like, talk to younger guys or older guys or whatever, and try and push them, like, you should try this because look what I'm doing
Yeah.
with it, you know, like, it's okay, like,
Yeah,
you don't
like
have to be the
the
shop.
day of like the secrecy is over, and
Yeah,
information exchange is great, and it
yeah,
definitely helps us, helps everyone. Um, on a different note, trying new things. Luke Muller from True Love Tattoo up in Brisbane, I interviewed him early in this series. So he's, and I'm sure you'll be up for this, he's making these rheostats to run off the car battery, so you've got pure power. He's going to send me, he's doing 2 for me, so I'll let you try one. But he's also set it up so you can run coils and also rotaries. So you're not getting a fluctuation from your normal power grid when the building next door turns on the air conditioning, or there's a car accident a suburb away, and all this sort of stuff. And I've
yeah.
heard of it for years and always sort of dismissed it as like, oh, it's too hard. But he's building these rheostat setups now, so
So
it'd be
what's it?
cool. And I know someone like yourself will be on it
Because
and enjoy it.
I've noticed that in so many places I've worked, like, the machines run different in every single PowerPoint.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know,
And it's
I've had,
more of a case of like you don't have to turn it up or whatever. I remember when I went to the UK first time, I had to retune my machines because it's running on a totally different sort of like circuit back in the day. Now it's a bit different because power supplies have got a lot more filters in them. So,
yeah,
hey, I hate to do it. We've only got a few minutes left. We could talk to each other all night.
yeah.
But you've been doing quite a lot of prints and stuff. Have you got any prints or any merch that people can buy?
Yep. So I've got a couple left on my website, on my big cartel.
Yep.
So if anyone wants to jump onto my page or flick me a message, I can send you a link. And then I think I'm working on 2 more prints. I should have them done tomorrow.
Yep.
And by the end of the week, I'll have them ready, and I'm going to do a heap of promotion for that. And then I'm also going to put together like a whole pack, and like I got some merch and stuff as well. So just anyone that's watching, I'll be posting stuff over the next couple of days. I've just got some real cool, like, nice prints that I'm going to be.
Yeah, I saw one of him today. It was like a big hunya.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So I've done all the kind of standard stuff, like standard kind of print stuff now, and I've got like a guy in Newtown that does awesome digitals, so it's super easy with the digital stuff and good. So after that, I'm going back to canvas and acrylics and watercolor, and I'm going to try and get my goal is by the end of this lockdown is to get 10 big pieces ready for an exhibition.
Dude. All right, mad.
Yep.
Amazing. What about, say, if people want to book in with you, what's the best way? Like a website or Instagram, DMs?
Yep. So on my page, I've got a link. I've got a website with a booking forum.
Yep.
It's got all the questions there. You just got to fill out sections and submit it. That's the only way I'm going to take on bookings. DMs, I can have a quick chat to you, but I've made and put time and energy into like an actual proper website.
Yep.
To make it easy for both of us, and I have it on record, so all bookings go through my website. Links in my bio.
Cool. So say when we get back to reality, the real world, and say what's like your consultation process? Like they come in and meet you, and you sit down and you talk through ideas.
Yeah, so it's the kind of, depending on what I can take from an email, I'll either book someone straight in if they're super like cruisy and just want to get tattooed and have all the reference photos there.
Yeah, people that are familiar with your stuff and
yeah. So I'll book those guys straight in. But anyone else, if anyone wants to ever do a consult, I'm always happy for people to come in, check out the studio, find out where they're getting, like where they've got to get to first and stuff. But yeah, I do face-to-face consultations and stuff as well, and I prefer that actually because we get to know each other for a short minute, you know. So
yeah, totally. Okay. Mate, I got to say thanks, Blake. It's been cool, mate. 2 nights back to back. Both nights have gone like that. You know, like for me, I've known you for a long time. It's been really cool to watch you grow and to where you are now. And it's phenomenal. And yeah, and thanks for being so open and honest with us and sharing everything of your story and, you know, your lockdown experiences and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I take my hat off to you, mate. And I really look forward to what the future's got ahead for you.
Yeah, awesome, man. Thanks so much, man. I just want to say, Rhys, like you're a legend, dude. Like I've known you for ages as well. I've looked up to you for many, many years, and like everything you're doing within the industry, I think every tattooer in Australia really has to thank you because what you're doing for history and we're so lucky to have someone like you. Like if we didn't have someone like you doing it, like we wouldn't have someone like you doing it. So
yeah.
Like,
well, I've got to thank my mate Lal Hardy that come over years ago when I brought him to Monarch. That trip, he kicked me in the ass. He goes, there's a few people doing stuff and, you know, but he goes, mate, you're kind of in the middle of the old guys and the young guys. So you kind of got a foot in each camp. So you can, you know, cross the two worlds. And he pretty much pushed me into it and said, mate, you just fucking do it. So I'm doing it and trying and all that stuff. And, you know, I have my moments of, you know, I go full on for a while and then it drops off, but that's life in general. But no, I really appreciate those kind words, man. And you know, this thing just came to me like out of nowhere and I was like, fuck it, I'll just start doing it however long it goes for. And like I said to you, I'm going to do a book out of it. And I think, you know, in years to come, it'll be a nice snapshot to look back to. And, you know, this is 31 episodes tonight. Hopefully I don't end up with fucking 50 or 60 or 70 or 80. If I do, I do. But, you know, hopefully we get out of this earlier before that happening. But, yeah. But, no, I appreciate it, mate. And I look forward to seeing you in person sometime in the future.
Yeah, we'll have to have a beer and have a chat and stuff. But once again, thanks again for having me on here. It's like it's awesome for like someone like yourself to be so cool with me and over the years of my growing and stuff as well. Like you've been one of the best dudes I've had to even talk. Like I've messaged you before and you know I've asked you personal stuff and I feel like you're like the dad. You're like the big dad.
I'm glad you said dad and not grandpa.
Nah, you're still dad.
So like, I know, mate. But you know me, dude. I love it, and I'm very blessed to be where I'm at in tattooing. And it's a dream come true for me. So, you know, there's you owe it to tattooing to give back if you can and to help and all that sort of stuff. So it's good. It's
good. I look at you and then, you know, in my future, I want to be doing the same thing to the community and the industry and 100%, man. Like I want to take everything from the history and what's going on and store that as well and not change too much and go too crazy. Like, you know, I'm one of the last dudes from that era as well. So, you know, definitely on the books for me as well. Like,
mate, I think subconsciously you already started that last lockdown in Melbourne with the YouTube stuff, you know, so it'll just happen, mate. And, you know, I know with me sometimes, you just get all consumed with stuff and you look around and every now and then you pop your head up and you go, oh, fuck, did I do that? Or, wow, that was cool. And then you put your head down again and then you lift it up again and you've done something else cool. And it's nice. It's a good thing to do. So sweet. All right, mate, enough of this love affair. Thank you so much. But I'll give you a quick call after this anyway. But so tomorrow night we've got Edgel and Marty from Iron Temper. And then I've got another guy on Monday, which I'll drop to everyone tomorrow. But thanks so much, Blake. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Talk to you soon.
All right, mate. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, mate.
I'm just going to get ready for my next my next show. And then if anyone wants to log on, it's